Hello and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. Today's date is June 13th, 2023, and this is our episode 96. My name is Beverly Thompson, and I'm here with AJ Royce.
Hello.
All right. Well, another 2 weeks have passed by, and I recall I made a comment, see what happens in the next 2 weeks. Well, you think anything's happened? So here we are in this world, the crazy world. I think a lot of people are calling this this is a crazy world, and indeed it is. But do remember, we are going through these crazy times to bring about the changes that need to be dealt with, and we can't take the old stuff with us. So, and that's coming out in some things that we had written today. So we're going to share that with you in just a moment. But do remember that there's a reason for all of this, even though at times you'll think, how could there be a reason for this? But realize that a lot of the negativity, the divisiveness, everything is there to hold us back, and humanity will not be held back. And there are people that want to do that because they know they realize we have that power within. And remember, that power is so great, and that's power within ourselves, not power over another. So
like you were saying, the gobbledygook is being shoved in our faces so that we can see it. If you can't see something, you don't know it's there. So we know it's there now, and so it's shoved in our faces so we can acknowledge it and do something with it, process it out.
Process it out, yeah. It's I've spoken to quite a few people that really have a hard time handling any of this, and so they don't watch any news, which is fine with me. I don't watch regular news. I do get my news other ways, but I don't get attached to the news that's going on, and that's the biggie, is to detach from it. So I like to know what's going on because it does affect us all.
Yeah, well, some of it delivered like over TV and whatnot. It's delivered in such a way to provoke a response, and that's, a lot of it is fear and all kinds of other unsavory things. So, if you start feeling that, maybe it's time to turn the channel or to turn the TV set off.
Turn it off, yeah, because it brings out all the crap
yes.
within ourselves too.
Or to be able to watch it, but keeping a grip on yourself. That's the best scenario, because we can't, just bury our heads in the sand. So if we can see a thing for what it is, know what it is within our own hearts, and to not buy into it ourselves.
Yeah, well said. And that goes into what both of us received, our insights that received today. So we're going to go into that in just a moment. But there's a lot going on. Maybe I should just go right into what I got, because I'll let you all can figure out what this means for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like with anything, use your own discernment, because what we get may not resonate with you, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we're all on our separate paths. We're all one. Yeah, each of us have our own path and our own experiences that we want to have, and a lot of those were contractual experiences before we were even born, along with our soul family. And so we're here on a mission. We're here for a purpose, and to discuss. If you want, I'm enjoying it overall. I can't say I don't have my frustrating times, but it's like, wow, Can you see this? Can you understand what's going on? And then you look out in nature and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then it takes you to a whole nother space.
Yes, and please enjoy nature, especially now.
Exactly. All right, you ready to get going?
Yeah.
All right. All right. This is my insight for today. Relaxation is recommended at this time. Goes along with what we just said. What many people are beginning to realize is that what was once important to them is now not important, and this shall continue as people wake up to a new reality. What many see happening in today's world is perplexing for some, and I told you so for others. Many of the I told you so will be turned on their heads, making it perplexing for them. Watch, or a better word is observe, how this propaganda is displayed. The truth is coming out, and it shall continue. Fear is still being used for control of the populace. Do not play into that fear. Hold tight. I think I've gotten those words hold tight quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, in other words, don't let the stuff get to you. Yeah. What is coming is like throwing away an old garment that doesn't fit anymore. Get rid of old garments. And those garments are your thoughts and things. And it's a big release. A new world is forming, and you are the makers. We all are the makers. You are not in this alone. Other beings are making themselves known. Be not alarmed. You will know they also want peace. There will be open communication, that's with these beings, and it's up to you to feel receptive. If it doesn't feel right, then you say goodbye. But if it feels right, because many of these beings are very loving, then you can communicate. And a lot of these will communicate telepathically with you, these beings. And or if you are not as telepathic, that's okay. And there's other ways of getting the point across with hand gestures, and possibly some of these people, especially if they look like humans, can talk too, and they can speak in our language, no matter what language that is. So anyway, feel their vibration and make sure it's comfortable for you. And then lastly, I received, the pot is definitely being stirred. Yeah, it's like, you think? So anyways, I thought that was a pretty good message, and because it really talks about what's happening today, and I think you can all resonate with that. And it's not hide our heads in the sand, as you said, or bury our head in the sand, but know that a lot of things going on. Remember, we're making those decisions. We are the makers. We are the what's the other word? So we're birthing our new reality. And it's like, okay, what do you want to create?
And that's a big one. Just to figure out what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Because for so long we handed that job over to everybody else, and so when you start pulling those reins back to yourself, it's like, man, I have no idea what I want.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Because they'd rather be told what to do.
Yeah.
Which, I can understand that in certain areas. If it's something that you're not good at and you need professional help in, for instance, I've been in interior design forever in this lifetime, and a lot of people can't see what I can see.
Yeah.
But I know that person, and so I pick up on that, even though I want them to make the decision because it's theirs and they're going to be living with it. and then I explain why and how it fits in with their lifestyle. So there are certain things that that we don't focus on for ourselves, that we do need assistance, and of course there are many out there that will offer their assistance. But look at what passions, if you even know what those passions are, and those can change.
Mm-hmm.
Is it starting a garden? Is it going hiking? Maybe all of that. Is it doing crafts? Is it being artistic and painting? Or even though you say, I'm not any good at that, but if you enjoy it, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be anything that's grandiose, and then be embarrassed if anybody else sees it. And if they do see it, again, so what?
Yeah.
Did you have fun doing it? And your joy and your love comes out in your work.
Yeah. We're very creative beings, and so we have to have an outlet for that creativity to flow.
Yeah.
If we don't, we start getting a little buggy.
I was just thinking too about being a chef, and and it's like, I like cooking sometimes. But anyway, I like to know if it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes my palate will tell me it's not, but that's okay. But if it's something really good and somebody else really enjoys it, speak up. Or if you enjoy somebody else's work in that field, or send the compliments to the chef, through your waitress or waiter, or whomever it is,
Yeah.
is to make them know that you appreciate what they do.
Yeah, and that gives them a feeling of self-worth. And I'd like to interject a little advertisement for you, because you do beautiful interior design, and so that would be something else for people to contact you about. Beverly Thompson.
I've been doing it for a really long time, so I'm not marketing it much. I'm still involved in it, but mostly with clients that I've had for quite a while. But I still get enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
And when you're making something beautiful that they will enjoy, and helping them make the decisions as it fits them, and then it's very satisfying for me. And it's let them go, enjoy it, live in it.
You still have pillows too, don't you?
Oh yeah.
On Etsy?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I don't think I've
beautiful pillows.
I don't think I
one
ever,
of a kind.
One of a kind. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
It's called Handbags One of a Kind.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few pillows on there now. But I take my scraps. I was going to go an advertisement here, but anyways, I have quite a few scraps of fabric from projects throughout my many years, and then I make something with it. And if it's a small scrap, it's okay, because then I can get more creative out of it. And at times I really want to work on the pillows, and because it's just something that sounds like fun, so I just go ahead and do it.
Yes, but it's like relating that to what we do with life.
Mm-hmm.
We go down a path, and part of it's fun and part of it isn't.
Yeah.
So what do? We take the memory of the fun stuff, the stuff that was really good, that we learned something from.
Mm-hmm.
We take that along with us for the rest of our journey, so it's just like those scraps of material,
mm-hmm.
that you do something else with. You apply it to something.
Apply it to your work,
new.
and people can remember, and people can feel that energy. So
yes.
If you're cooking, or if you're sewing, if you're crafts or gardening, whatever it is, you leave that energy. And so people can feel it. It's like, ooh, this is made with a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
Tangible. All right. I would love for you to share your insights.
Okay. It's really interesting. Bev and I have had a lot of chuckles over the key words that show up in our intuitions. So this is another one of those times. Today is a day set in stone upon the ethers of time, a matrix unresolved, unstoppable, a breath inhaled, a breath exhaled, over and over again. Now I'm going to stop right there and talk about this. I do a lot of work with sacred geometry, and I've always begun with the dot. You focus on the dot, which opens it up and creates a circle around the dot. Now, you would think that circle would relate to space, which it does not. It relates to time. It's like a clock, and that tells us right off the bat that the movement of energy has a time limit. So you can relate that to projects, to ideas, to, everything all through your life and everything all around you. It has a time limit. So, like if you get an idea, you better jump on it and do something with it, because if you don't, somebody else is going to do something with it, because stuff goes out into the ethers. and it becomes the collective consciousness. And so there you go. You lose your idea. So everything has that time limit, but it doesn't just express itself and express itself fully, realizing the full potential, and then it goes away. It doesn't work that way. There comes a time when the clock finishes. It's 12 o'clock. You've gone all the way through the hours. The energy pulls back in, and the whole thing begins again. So it's that over and over again, that in-breath, out-breath, the cycles of life. Okay, so I'm going to read that last sentence again. A matrix unresolved, unstoppable, a breath inhaled, a breath exhaled, over and over again. It is time that provides the room, and space that provides the canvas. And that is where we are today. The room in which, in parentheses, the great play is being acted out upon a floor, a foundation, made of a material much more substantial than the stone of earth and birth. And I found that really interesting, because it's making reference to the comparison of a day set in stone upon the ethers of time, and that being more substantial than the stone of the earth. Kind of turns our thoughts on edge,
Yeah, well, reread that last sentence again, please.
Okay. The room in which the great play is being acted out upon a floor of foundation made of a material much more substantial than the stone of earth and birth.
Okay.
Today is the hook upon which the balance swings. Stand tall, waver not, assured by a grace deep within. Know within yourself what truth is. The heart can discern whether the path is straight or curved, but the heart joined with the mind, wisely guided through the path of true understanding, cannot be swayed. So using both the heart and the mind together, that's where you get your stability. Stand your ground, built with the stone of time. It has been from before the beginning and shall linger past the end. I'm going to interject a little experience that I had. Well, should I? Let me see. I found myself in a certain situation. This was in vision, and I heard a voice that asked a question. And the question was, what does it mean? What have you learned? And immediately I responded in a way that if I had stopped and thought about it, I don't think I would have said these words, but it has turned out to be more true than anything that I could have said. My response was to that question was, it means I don't know anything because it's not finished yet. To be able to say that you know something means that it is something that has been completed. It's been totally fulfilled. The potential has been exhausted. What we're doing here, living on this planet, it's not a done deal. There isn't anything finished. We are a work in progress. We are intent on becoming something much more, but we're not finished yet. And so I'm going to get back to what my intuition told me here. Your presence here, all of you who were brought here, who chose to be upon the earth at this time, are here for a reason. And it has been said, a purpose under heaven, but not just an unspecified purpose, a great purpose whose outcome decides the direction of all life upon this planet. The time is now. There is no tomorrow. And yesterday has had its time in the sun. Today is the day set in stone. So it's all now. We have to pay attention. We have to use our potential. We can't wait anymore. We can't waver. We have to be strong. That's what we're here for, is to be strong right now, right here.
Okay. When you mentioned that, we have to, in order to be comfortable with what's going on, then what you just said, if there's never a have to, then that can be detrimental to you unless you realize your strength and whatever else you just said. Mm-hmm. So, you want to go further on that?
Well, if we want to keep progressing as a species, the human species, evolving into the next step, something which holds the light and self-generates the light, then yes, we have to.
Yes.
There isn't a choice. But if we're just complacent, we just don't care, we just want to go willy-nilly and let everybody else call the shots like we've been doing in the past, mm-hmm. then no, you don't have to do a thing.
However, with the earth, the frequencies that the earth is moving to.
Yeah, you won't last long here.
No.
Because it's moving up.
It's okay. If you don't want to do it, that's okay too.
Yep, that's right.
Everybody has choice. Freedom mm-hmm. of choice. Mm-hmm. It sounds like, okay, I've had enough. I really can't do it anymore. And that's okay. And there's others say, heck yes, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And
because they want to take part in the process.
Yeah.
To be one of the ones who came here and fulfilled a great purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, that was really excellent. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
A lot to think about there, because it's like, wow. It's kind of like get with it. Some of the words that we've used past will get with it. And
light a candle under it.
Yeah. It's I think I called it also a swift kick in the butt.
Yeah. That's right.
Or whatever words you want to use there, but yeah, and sometimes it does take that, and just to move forward and move us forward, because we volunteered to come here, and I think you said that earlier in your intuition or your insight, whatever terminology you want to use. It's like, yeah, we volunteered, and I have a memory of a vision where they were asking, and very human looking, by the way, and okay, who wants to go to Earth to work with this? What's going on there? And I remember, like, okay, I will. I stepped up on a platform and said, okay, I'm going. There's quite a few people that were doing it, some that were just kind of like watching, like, no. But I remember volunteering, and I'm here.
Yep.
So,
and we're grateful that you are.
Yeah, we're grateful that you're all here, by the way. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's obviously I wanted to share, and any knowledge or whatever terminology you want to use that we've been getting. I know me, and written the books, and when I wrote those, it's like, okay, what do I do with this? And it's like, I put them out there, and I had to learn a little bit more what's in them. However, there's so much in them that I have to go back and reread and reread and reread and reread.
Yeah,
constant.
It's like some of the stuff that I said a long time ago. I thought I understood what I was saying, but it's not until right now that it's like, oh, holy cow, I understand now. It's like I didn't have the background. I didn't have the information that I needed to really get a grip on what it was I was saying.
Mm-hmm. And so that's what's happening with people. We're opening up, and we've talked about the merging timelines, that sort of thing. And so there are, we lived in so many different lives here, most of us on Earth, as well as in other planets. And there's memories coming up with that. So it could be the past, it could be the future, what we would term the past, or what we term the future. And you talked about
perspective,
ethers of time.
Yeah.
And like, wait a minute, and it's really another whole perspective to look at our reality. And so the emerging a new reality is in the making, and we're the makers. So do remember that everything that you do in love. And if you do get down or whatever, go out in nature.
She'll pick you up.
Yeah, she'll pick you up. I heard this, somebody else talking about somebody else. So yeah, down the line by 3 people. But anyway, somebody that was sick or had cancer or something, and decided to watch a bunch of comedy. They binged on comedy and just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed, and their cancer was gone. So what does that tell you?
Yeah,
we can control our bodies, and
key up those endorphins.
Yeah, laugh, and a lot of things to laugh, and sometimes they can be somewhat what we would term irreverent.
And Bev and I experienced quite a bit of that. Yes. It is a wonderful thing having a friend that you can just be totally honest with, let your hair down with, and just say whatever it is that pops into your mind, no matter how bizarre it might be.
Yes.
And not have them hit you.
We usually end up just burst out laughing.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, but, just saying that, being who you truly are, and it's like, why don't we do that all the time?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, at times you probably should be a little more respectful, what we would term respectful, and somebody might take it like we take it. You really need to know the person, but it's really, but being more yourself as we move along in this new reality, because it's in the formation now. It's now. I mean, So, all right. Anything else come to mind?
Nope.
Yeah, I think we shared quite a bit, and
we do appreciate all the views and the comments. We don't take it lightly, so thank you very much. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, sure. any experiences, anything, whatever, any questions that you may have. Sometimes, we don't see all of that until it's like, oh, and
everybody's got their own perspective on things, and each of us, have the two sets of eyes looking from different directions. So
mhm.
please express if you have a different point of view or whatever. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, and so would everybody else.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
right.
we're, we pour a lot of love into this.
Yes.
Obviously, we were, as we said before, we take it very seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and and I look forward to every other Tuesday because it's when we get together for the day, and it's just really tuning in, and we various things come up while we're doing this, and so it's just it's really nice to take that day out to do this.
Yeah.
Because I erase everything else out of my day, and just really is fun, and everybody can do that. I don't know about it depends if you have small children, but sometimes we have all these have tos, and most of the time they can wait a little bit, and unless you commit to something, then you do it.
Yeah, and we understand. A lot of people have very tight schedules, and I appreciate that. But just do your best to take some time
for you.
Yes, to get in touch with yourself and to glean those bits of intuition bubbling through that you have.
Mm-hmm. And we all have it.
Mm-hmm.
Words or phrases or whatever will pop in your mind, and you wondered where did that come from? Well, it's coming from within you.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a God with you. You can call it God. I mean, name it whatever you want, but it's actually you. So it's like acknowledge it, and the more you do that, the more it will come up.
Yeah, there's no place where God is not. That's the way I look at it anyway. So it's within, it's beyond, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been interesting. So looks like some of these I told you so's will be turned on their head, making it perplexing for them. So and others will say, wow, look what's going on. And the world events are getting really stirred up right now. And there are a lot of fear mongering going on. I really don't feel a third world war, by the way. I think it's in a whole nother way of war versus using tanks and guns and all of that, even though I know that is going on in parts of the world, such as Ukraine. But I do see that changing fairly quickly. And some countries will fall, and that's probably not the right word to use. There's always going to be that land, but it may be under another name, and not the way our governments are and landlines are set up now. So we have seen that happen. And yes, we're getting the earth changes that we mentioned. And so if you see something going on, then you might want to move a little bit, at least until things are cleared out. And in fact, our hearts go out to all of you in Canada and now upper United States with the smoke. And I'm looking outside right now, and it's clear. And but a few days ago, and we're down in South Carolina.
Yeah.
The smoke was. I drove down to Charleston a few days ago, and the smoke was almost all the way down there.
Yeah.
So it was hazy. So
and it was getting that acrid smell.
Yeah.
That's that really obnoxious leftover from forest fire.
Yeah. It's until that blows out. I know New York was hit. So our hearts go out to all of you that have endured, that smoke, and also the burning of the lands and the homes and
the poor little animals
too. So send lots of love to all of that, and I think our love can turn things around.
Definitely.
All right. Our next episode is going to be the June 27th. And if you want to listen live, you can go onto our YouTube channel, and all the information is there. And then you can tune in. It is free of charge, especially for those in the United States. I think beyond the United States, I'm not sure. So, but anyway, that's that. And remember, Miss Royce here has 2 books out, and that you might want to look at. And
When the Night Comes Creeping and Walking into the Eye of God. When the Night Comes Creeping is like spiritual awakening, the story of what happened with me to wake me up and the things that happened after that, and Walking into the Eye of God, sacred geometry. And I'm working on another one on sacred geometry too, and really intense. So one of these days.
it'll be done. Now, my 3 books, Mystery of the Universes. First one, subtitled is a Prophecy Fulfilled, because it was prophesied, and because I prophesied it. I didn't know that until long after the book was written. Then I went, oh, yeah, it was me. I came back to do this. So here I am. And the second book is Mystery of the Universes, Book 2. Third book, Mystery of the Universes, Book 3. So a lot of information in all of those books that I still feel is very pertinent to today.
Yeah, it's amazing what's in there.
Yeah. And one thing I'm going to bring up, because the whole financial systems and the digital systems that are coming on board with the gold asset-backed or asset-backed currencies are coming more into play. And so a lot of changes going on there, and especially those United States with the devaluation that the fiat dollar is happening. Don't panic. Things will be changed around, and it'll be traded 1-to-1, it's my understanding. But one of the book's writings, and my second book, was called Financial, and they said everything would be through the computer. And this is back in the early 2000s, so it's before any of this digital stuff came up. So, and now I'm starting to see that. The only thing it does say that eventually, I feel it will not be backed by gold, because I was told it was going to be backed by gold, but right now it is. And that may change. I don't know. Maybe my book. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's just interesting, because I wasn't sure what that really looked like, and now I'm seeing it. So it's kind of fun to see things come about, that you've written about a long time ago. So anyway, that's that. All right. Well, we thank you for listening and joining us tonight, and we wish you the best for yourselves in the next couple of weeks and beyond as things start to unfold, because I think a lot more revelations are coming out, and some of them might be a little surprising. So hold on, hold tight. That's what I've been told.
Yes.
And don't play into the fear. And if you need to breathe, just lean back and breathe. So, or whatever suits you, but to hold it in, it's not healthy for you.
Yeah.
So release that.
Yes, and I want to thank you, especially at this time. Thank you so much for staying. Your presence here is greatly appreciated, because you're here for a great purpose. So thank you very much. I love you.
Thank you. If you want to speak to either Royce or myself, you can, or Terry Palma. The number to call is 864-999-3008. And just leave your name and your number and who you would like to talk to. And if you have anything else to say, go right ahead. So that's that. Thank you. We love you all.
Good night.
Good night.